One.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Ankerstar Wealth Market Update. I'm your host, Allison Ankerstar, and today we'll be talking about yesterday's market reversal, the new contract with Starlink and JSX, and the drama going on with Disney. But before we begin, as a reminder, this is a financial education presentation and should not be construed as personal financial advice. Full disclaimer information is available at ankerstarwealth.com. Good morning, Steve. Yesterday, the market reversal from being up big to down big. What caused the reversal and what's your call for today?
Hey, good morning, everyone. Thanks, Allison, for that introduction. We are going to get that pulled up here in just a second. All right. So yeah, yesterday, here's what we had as far as it was a big interest rate debacle day, right? You had Chairman Powell talking about not only is it possible that we're going to have a 50 basis point rate hike at the next meeting, but almost like it's going to be probable. So kind of a different take on things there. And you can see that in the first line here in this article. So we had a nice day going in, expecting that he was going to confirm that we were just going to have a quarter point increase. And then as soon as he said 50 basis points, that's when kind of the wheels came off the market and kind of ended up deep in the red. So when you look at the actual chart itself, we'll just use the SPY. And the futures are in the red this morning while this pulls up. So down, 1.5% yesterday. We'll use the 5-day as probably a better chart, but anyhow, this is where we were yesterday, nice and up there, and then all of a sudden it just comes crashing down. It's kind of stabilized down here, so we really did lose the gains of the past few days or so. So what do I see? Well, when you back it up, let's just go to the 1 year. When you kind of back it up, it's like we hit these lows at the beginning of March. We more than retraced 50%, and then now we're starting to lean pretty heavy downward here. I do think the bottom's in. I don't think we retest the below 420 lows at all here, but I do think there's a lot of negativity in the air, and something's going to need a little positivity needs to come about before we actually get some change. So I don't think we're going to drift too much further down. Today setting up like it's a red day. I think it actually probably flips and goes green, and then we have the next couple of days moving higher. So that's kind of my take on where we're at.
Next, Starlink just signed a contract with private jet company JSX. What do you think about this relationship?
Now, neither of these are public companies, so you may not have heard of them or be as familiar with them as I am. But first of all, starting with Starlink. Starlink is Elon Musk's satellite internet company. It got a little bit of press when the Ukraine-Russia conflict kicked off about he provided that free to Ukraine and to be able to use. And again, satellite internet, if you've never had it before, pretty slick, right? You can connect anywhere. It's automatic, and up until Starlink, it's been kind of terrible, to be honest, as far as the speed. But evidently, I've never used the Starlink network, but the reviews are that it's like lightning fast. So you take that combined with kind of a new cutting edge air carrier, and that's JSX, which has a fleet of 77 Embraer aircraft. So, 77 is not a lot, but it's enough to be legitimate. They're flying out of Austin. There are other major cities that are out there. And again, I don't know exactly, I can't remember how much their Embraer holds, but like 20 some people to be able to go to places like, Vegas and things like that. So a small charter carrier, but when you couple the two together, kind of the big deal is it's the first time Starlink's been on an airplane. And the last line of this article here is Starlink on JSX will be just like a home, only faster. So again, no charge for it. You just hop on the airplane and you immediately have access to satellite internet, which is kind of the way it should be, right? Everybody should have access to internet at all times. But yeah, kind of a cutting edge little article here. Again, neither are public companies and are not projected to go public anytime soon, but certainly Starlink would be money where I would immediately invest in Starlink if it were to become a public company.
Last, Disney's stock has been absolutely crushed lately, and now they are faced with losing their special district status. Is ticker DIS a buy, sell, or hold?
Yeah, I will admit, Allison, I did not know this special district existed. I mean, how many special districts are there? I mean, there's Washington, D.C., that's a special district, but really Disney has its own, and it's been going on for 55 years. So as you're kind of reading about this occupation for 55 years here, in dissolving through some laws that are going to get passed, and it really kind of looks like it's going to get passed. So there's a lot of politics that are buried into what goes on in Florida with the different bills and such that are out there. But really, when you relay that to Disney, which is in a lot of places, not just Florida, but obviously having their premier Disney World in Florida, this really does affect kind of the show pony of the stock, if you will. So when you look at Disney, Disney was up around $180 for a long time. We'll go to the 1 year chart and then we'll look at the 5 year, but it kind of sat in here all last year at the 170, 180 range, kind of waiting for that, had the big reopening trade, and then it kind of stabilized up at 180. And look, it's 33% off down at 120 from where it was. So when you look at, do they still have the brand name? I say they do. You could probably argue that, and that's probably more emotion and politics than anything else. But certainly Disney is a worldwide recognized name. They have multiple ways to win. They have the parks. They have merchandise. They have Disney streaming content. Movies, in addition to streaming, they also have the Disney movies, if you will. So a lot of ways to win. When they got rid of their dividend after COVID. They used to pay it twice a year. It has not come back yet. PE still kind of traditionally high, but it is Disney, right? I think here, when I look at all of this put together, I do have to say that Disney is a buy here. I have some in the book. I'll be buying more while it's down in this range until things turn around. But I want to get in front of, I want to own it before things turn around, right? I don't want to wait until either this becomes a non-issue or it gets priced in and then the stock jumps. So I want to own it ahead of time, knowing that eventually this is going to work itself out and then the stock's going to go higher from there. So overall, I think you're perfectly safe to put money into Disney here.
Thank you everyone for your questions. Please submit your questions as a comment through social media or directly to our email at vipservices@ankerstarwealth.com. And don't forget to like and subscribe to get daily updates. That's all we have for today's show. I'm Allison Ankerstar, and we'll see you back here Monday.